Totally 12 tenses are in English. It's okay. We have to learn it thoroughly. If you learn the tenses, definitely you can be written. You can write a sentence without mistakes. At the same time, you can identify the mistakes if it is any error in a sentence. So you can convey your opinion, your thought. Okay, you can express your idea of your own affirmatively. So that is why the English tenses tenses are said to be the backbone of English. So it is very important. Those who don't know still the tenses, hereafter you try to memorize it and its names. So it is very easy. Now I am going to teach you. First tenses, present. First tense, present. And the second one, past. And third, future. Future. Okay. Now, for the simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. Perfect continuous. So, okay. Next, let's see its structure and example. Okay. First, I will write example in this corner. Okay. Always the example will be given in this corner. Okay. You have to. So, okay, subject, verb, sometimes verb we should add s or es. So, okay, and plus other part. It is not important. It may be a part of a sentence. Right. It is the part of other part object or other part of a sentence. Okay. Now let's see an example. C. Otherwise, yes. C writes a letter. Okay. C writes a letter. C writes a letter. Here subject C, verb write, third person singular. It is third person singular. That's why we have added yes after the main verb. So okay, this is other part object here. Okay. Now some verbs can take yes or es. The verb which is finished o takes es. O and is sound. Okay, wow. O and is sound. Sometimes third person singular can take yes. Third person singular can take yes. Here third person singular. He, she, it. Any singular noun, ns means singular noun. Okay, n, singular noun takes verb plus s. He, she, it, singular noun can take verb plus s. And plural, only verb. Plural takes only verb. Third person singular. Already we know first person refers to me, I, our, us. So okay, these are first persons. Okay, second person refers to in front of you, your, yours, yourself, etc. Okay, subject, you, your. Okay, that will be subject. Third person, he, she, it, name. These are singular, and then they, plural. Okay, wow, these are persons. It is already learned in the lower section. Okay. Now here, person, it is very important. According to the persons, the subject and its agreement will be different. We have to learn it thoroughly, especially this simple present tense is very important. If you learn clearly this tense, other tenses will be very easy. Okay, now plural, verb, plural subject if it is plural, verb only, verb alone, B form verb, not one, here we don't consider the B form verb, only main verb. Okay, verb alone will come. For example, I write a letter. So here we will not write any yes. Third person singular. Yes. Plural takes V, verb only, and the verb which is finished with is sound or o sound can take es. For example, she goes to school. She goes to school. Okay, well, we can write some other examples. Okay. She goes to school because the verb has finished with o. And she teaches grammar. She teaches grammar. She teaches grammar. So if after you have drawn the table, you can write some other examples. So I will give you. Okay, you try of your own by using eight subject and pronouns. Okay, right. Let's continue. Okay, the verb which is finished with o or is sound can take es. Singular take yes after the verb, and plural won't take any yes. So that's why I have given this structure. This is structure: subject, verb, yes or es plus other part of the sentence or object. Okay, clear? This is very important rule, especially in simple present tense. You have to follow it. If you commit any mistakes, if you do any mistakes, they will reduce marks. It is very important. Okay. Now let's move on to the second tenses. What is the second tense? Simple past. Simple past. So remaining part of the tenses are very easy. Subject, verb should be past. Past plus object. So okay, those who are turn on the switch, mute the mic. Okay, mute the mic. Okay, somebody has. Okay, now ma'am is online. So okay, no problem. She is talking. Now this is the structure of the past tense. Structure of the past tense. Let's see an example. She wrote a letter. She wrote a letter. She wrote a letter. This is past tense. What is the structure? Subject, verb. It should be second verb. Past tense. And the other part of the sentence are object. So okay, this is very important. She wrote a letter. That's all. There is no doubt at all, because here only the problem. So verb yes or es. Okay, here no doubt. Whatever the subject, we can I, we, you, 12 pronouns. Okay, sub noun and pronoun, whatever the subject may be. Verb should be past tense. Okay, what? There is no difficulties like this. So, okay, here only these rules. Here we need not follow any rules. Okay, so this is the very easiest tense. Okay. And next, let's move on to future tense. Future tense structure: subject, will or shall, plus verb, other part of the sentence, object or any other part of the sentence. So okay, this is the structure for future, simple future. And next example: she will write a letter. She will write a letter. Okay, here. So you may have some doubt. So where shall we use will or shall? So don't worry. Here, common rules. If it is a subject we or I, we should use shall. It is common. It is not perfect rule. It is common rule. So okay, otherwise we will use will. Others. Okay. Others we will use will. Okay. If you use instead of will or shall, what will be the difference? You may anyone can ask. There is a little contextual different. Nothing but, for example, it is both are refers to futurity. That action refers to future. But if you use will, that action will be certain. Otherwise, shall means there is some doubt. For example, if you can ask me, sir, I want 100 rupees tomorrow. Okay, you can ask me 100 rupees. You can ask me, sir, I want 100 rupees, sir, to pay my to buy a new guide, anything else. Okay, but if I say yes, I will help you, that means that I. If instead of saying I will help you, if I say I shall help you, that is doubt, little doubt. That is the contextual different. Okay, that is the contextual meanings. In Tamil we can easily understand, but in English if you use instead of, but if you instead of using I and we, if you use will here, that is certainty. That's all. That is the different. Okay, otherwise both are correct. Okay, we can use all subject will, all subject shall, but common rule it is followed. But if you use instead of will and shall, there will be a different contextual meaning. You should understand it. This is very important. Okay, that's all. So now simple future tense is over, and its structure and examples are over. So okay, now let's see where it is used. That is another part, 3 tenses. Okay. So at last we see the situations. Okay, simple presence. Because if I explain the situation at last, then only you will understand clearly. So okay, otherwise you will confuse it. Okay, don't confuse it. Right. Okay. Now let's move on to present continuous tense. Present continuous tense is nothing but the action which is going on continuously. Okay, that's it. Structure: subject is or am plus verb plus ing plus object or other part of the sentence. Okay, this is not important. Any sentence. Okay, it is common to all. So now, example: she is writing a letter. She is writing a letter. She is writing a letter. Okay. So here, according to the subject, what will come? Subject singular. Singular. We have eight pronouns. So okay, singular. Singular takes is, and I takes am, and remaining plural takes are. Okay, subject singular. Okay, subject singular takes is, plural I take am, and plural takes are. That's all. So now she See, subject singular is writing a letter. That's all. Its structure is over. Example is over. Situation I will explain at last. It's okay. I explain by comparing all the things. That will be very easy. Okay. Still wait. So okay. Now let's move on to fast continuous structure. Subject, verb. Okay. Verb here was or were plus verb plus ing plus other part of the sentence. Example, she was writing. She was writing a letter. Okay, she was writing a letter. So here subject singular means singular. If it is singular, takes was. Plural takes or. So, okay. That's all. Now its structure and examples are over. Right. Now let's move on to future. Future tense. Future tense structure. Subject plus will or shall plus verb. Sorry, future continuous tense. Be plus verb plus ing plus other part of the sentence. Ing plus other part of the sentence. Now let's see an example. She will be writing a letter. She will be writing a letter. Let's start. Now, let's go to present perfect structure. Subject have or has plus past participle plus other part of the sentence. Okay. Past participle, you know what is past participle? Okay. Right present tense. So, okay. Right present tense. Wrote. Past tense, written, past participle. This is called past participle. Okay, here in this column, we have to use past participle, present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect also. Okay, now let's see. It is structure, and let's see an example. She has written a letter. She has written a letter. Right. Here we have some problem where it is used. Subject. Singular means singular. If it is singular, use has after the subject. If it is plural, subject plural, use have. That's all. Clear? Right. Have should be used. If it is subject plural, have should be used after the subject. Okay. Next, this is over. Structure and examples over. Next, let's move on to past perfect. So, how will be the structure? Subject had plus past participle plus other part of the sentence. Past participle, other part of the sentence. So, okay. Now, let's see an example. She had written. She had written a letter. She had written a letter. So, there is no difficulties here. Whatever the subject, we should use had plus past participle of the verb plus other part of the sentence. Had, she had, I had, you had, whatever the subject may be. Past participle should be used here, and then the other part of the sentence. She had written. So it is past perfect. Now let's move on to future perfect. Subject will or shall plus have plus past participle plus other part of the sentence. It is structure of the future perfect tense. So now let's see an example. She will have written. She will have written a letter. She will have written a letter. This is structure and examples. Everything is over. Okay. Now let's move on to present perfect continuous tense. Present perfect continuous tense structure. Subject, verb, have or has plus been plus verb plus ing plus other part of the sentence. Plus other part of the sentence. Have been, okay, other part of the sentence. Okay, now subject singular. Okay, subject singular has. Subject singular has. Subject plural takes have. That's all. Now let's see an example. She has been writing a letter. She has been writing a letter. So that's all. We have written the examples for this one. So okay, now this is the structure. Examples over. Now let's move on to past perfect continuous tense structure. Subject had plus been plus verb plus ing plus other part of the sentence. So okay, here there is no difference. Okay, subject to all, whatever it may be, had remaining part. Okay, so examples: she had been writing a letter. She had been writing a letter. And let's move on to future perfect continuous tense. Subject will or shall plus have plus been plus verb plus ing plus other part of the sentence. Subject will or shall plus have plus been plus verb plus ing plus other part of the sentence. So okay, example: she will have been writing a letter. She will have been writing letter. Now we have written on the board. Okay, just we have written on the board what name of the tenses, 12 tenses, and its structure and examples. Name of the tense, its structure and examples. Okay, now let's see where it is used. What is the difference between present continuous and past continuous? Okay, let's see one by one. Listen carefully. This is very important session for you. Now, simple present. If you consider the simple present, the action is at the point. If you consider the simple present, the action is at the point. It may not be start, okay, it may not be started, okay, or it may be at the point. Okay, so it is going to start. It is nearest, it may be nearest future. Okay, now she writes. If you take this action, she writes. She doesn't start even. She writes. Okay, that may be started or may not be started. Okay. She writes. She has a pen and a pencil. She writes. Okay, we can say. Okay, we can say she writes. The action, it is not necessary that is to be started. Okay, but she writes. Okay, simply the action, simple actions. So this is the situation. She writes. I am going to write. That means I am going to write. She writes. So it is ready to write. Ready to write. Okay, right. In this situation, the action is at present. I eat. For example, I eat. Without starter, the eating actions, I can say I eat. Okay, this is the action, simple actions. And it is used, I drink. I drink milk daily. She goes to school regularly. Okay, these are keywords for simple present tense. Okay, keywords daily. Okay, daily, every, regularly, regularly. These are keywords for this one. So, okay, in this situation, we should use daily routine verb. Okay, we should use simple present tense. So, it is at the point. So, now, simple past. So, okay, simple past. What is the situation where it is used? Simple past is already finished action. The action which is finished already, which is finished, just. It may be finished yesterday or last minutes also over. That is also past. So not only the action which is finished yesterday, it doesn't refer the yesterday actions. Last moment also, last second also past. Okay, that is past. Okay. So here, last, keyword last. That is keyword last. What was the last period? The teacher can ask. And next, fast action. It refers to fast action. That's all. The action already finished. Fast. So, okay. Now let's move on to future. Simple future. Simple future. It is not only tomorrow's action. Next moment and onwards, it is called futures. That is the situation. Next moment and onwards, future. So, okay. Tomorrow, not only tomorrow. Okay. Here, what will be the next class? That is future. Okay. We understand the difference. Next moment also future. Next, let's move on to. So here it is remaining structure. Everything is explained already. So this is the situation. Next keyword. Next. You can note it with pencil in a box. This is also last. So okay, take this hints. It is actually adverbs. These adverbs will come in a sentence. If you find it, this adverbs definitely you can find it out whether it is simple present or future, simple future, whatever. So some adverbs are there. Find it out. That is very easy. Eat daily, every, regularly. If it is in a sentence, definitely that will be simple present tense. So okay, last, maximum. So it is not compulsory, but it is easy to find out by using these keywords. Okay, that is how it works. And next means the future. So here all the actions is at the point. Okay, finished, it is at present at the point, it is finished point, and next it is future point. Okay, now continuous tense. The action is started. The symbol, we can use this symbol. The action is started. That is called present continuous tense, otherwise progress tense. We can say that it is progress tense. Progress means continuous. Okay, here the action is started and now it is going on. So keyword now, we can use now, at present. Okay, this is keyword. Now at present, this is keyword. Now at present, at the moment, these are keyword. Okay, these are keyword for the progress tense, otherwise present continuous tense. So the action is going on. For example, I am eating, she is writing. The action is going on. If she doesn't start the action, we can't say that she is writing. The action must be going on. Okay, at present. This is the situation to use the present continuous tense. And next, let's move on to past continuous tense. Similarly, the past continuous tense also used with the action which was already going on. The action which was already going on is called past continuous tense. Okay, past continuous tense. For example, the fan was running in the last class. So okay, we were studying English grammar in the last class. These are past continuous tense. This is the situation. The action was going on in the last moment and onwards. Okay, right. That is the situations. Here also keyword last. Okay, last continuous tense. Okay, and next let's move on to future continuous tense. Future continuous tense. What will be the situation? The next moment, that action must be going on continuously. That is the future action. Future tense is nothing but the action will be going on next moment and onwards. That refers to future continuous. For example, I will be teaching the English grammar the next up to 11 o'clock, so up to 12:45. So, okay, this is the future action. It will be going on continuously in future. Okay, I will be teaching this English class. So, keyword is up to. Up to. We can take up to. Still. Okay, still. Up to. Maximum up to. And next, that's what. She will be writing a letter up to 12:45. Okay, now it is 10:45. Okay, now it is 10:48. Okay, she will be writing up to 12:15, whatever the time she will be writing. Okay, so here she is writing a letter now. She was writing a letter last class. In the last class, she will be writing a letter in the next class up to 12:50. Anyone? Okay, by using some extra words, adverb. Okay, adverbs which shows to time, manner. Okay, time and manner. By using that adverb, we can identify the tenses easily. That's why I'm telling. Okay, now let's move on to perfect tense. Perfect tense, the action is started and finished at the point, some one point. The action started and completely finished at present. This is the situation. For example, she has written a letter. Here, she writes a letter. The action is at the point. It's even started. Now the action is going on. She writes. She takes pencil and paper and she is writing. She started to writing and the action is going on, and then she has written. The action is over. Paper, pencil. The paper, in this paper, everything is written. Okay, the letter has written. So, okay, that is the action. The action started at present, it is over. That is the situation. That is why it is called present perfect. The action perfectly finished. Okay, now let's move on to situation. Here already, just now, the bus has left just now. Okay, we can say number of examples, but if you understand the situation, you can write up your own lots of sentences. Okay, that's all. She has written a letter. Now let's move on to past perfect. Past perfect also, the action finished already in the past. Still, we don't know whether it is going on. Okay, for example, once upon a time. Once upon a time. Okay, once upon a time. Actually, keywords, once upon a time. I had ambassador car. Now, we don't know. So, I had 2 cars once upon a time. So, the action already over. We don't know whether it is, now it is going on. So, action is over in the past. That is, that action already started and it is already over. Now there is no continuity. So okay, I had a car, but now no. I had many experience, but now it is not used. So in this situation, the action which is already finished in the past, okay, that refers to past perfect. Okay, right. Now let's move on to future perfect. That will happen in future, but it may be imaginary. For example, as she had written a letter. She had written a letter many when she was studying 10th standard or LKG. She had written lot of number of poems and she had drawn many pictures. Okay, so now we don't know. So in future perfect, so okay, there is a situation. She will have written a letter. In future, that action will be finished. What is the future perfect? The action which will be finished in future. Okay, that is the action which will be finished in future is called future perfect. For example, she will have written a letter. If she went to exam hall, now if she went in future, we can say in advance what will happen in future. We can say now in advance. So tomorrow I shall have completed my homework. So now, if for example, if I give any homework assignment today, I will give it tomorrow morning 8 o'clock. Now it is going to 11 o'clock. So okay, by this time you will have finished your homework. Okay, you will have finished. For example, you will have finished this homework tomorrow by this time. Okay, keyword by this time. Okay, by this time. By this time. This is the keyword. By this time. You should have. I will have finished my homework tomorrow by this time. 8 o'clock. Now 11 o'clock. Okay, it should be finished. Okay, earlier. So tomorrow this action will be completed. Clear? Right. This is the situation in future perfect tense. Okay, next let's move on to continuous, especially present perfect continuous. What will be the present perfect continuous? The action is started. It should have completed at particular time, but still it is not completed. It is going on. This is the simple. Okay, here the action is at the point. Now the action is writing work is going on. Now the writing work, she has written a letter. Finished. The action is finished. Okay, at the point. Now it should have finished, but it is not finished. Still it is going on. Still, keyword still. Okay, still it is going on. Keyword still it is going on. So in this situation, okay, for example, the bus should come. Okay, the bus must or should come to your stop at 7:30, but you are waiting up to 8:30. So if I ask what will be your answer, sir, I have been waiting for the first since 9:30, sorry 7:30. Okay, I'm waiting for you since 7:30. The action should have finished 7:30, but it is going on. Okay, going on continuously. That's why it is called present perfect continuous tense. The situation is nothing but present perfect continuous is nothing but the action should have finished at a particular time. If not finished, okay, if not finished, still it is going on. That progress is called present perfect continuous tense. Am I correct? So, okay, this is the situation. Actually, I am explaining the situation where it is used. Okay, now let's move on to past perfect continuous tense. Past perfect continuous tense also the same. So, for example, it is also finished actions continuously particular period of time in the past. For example, I had been working as a teacher. I had been working as a teacher. Here another one, since and for keyword. Okay, well, I had here. I also here you can use. She has been writing a letter since 7:30. Since for the past 5 hours. For the past 5 hours. Keyword since and for. There is very important preposition. By using these two keywords, you can identify them because there some questions will be asked. Okay, in your question paper. So in that sentence, if you find out the since and for, definitely you can say that the sentence must be present perfect continuous tense. This is very important point. You have to note it down. So okay, sometimes you use this correct form of the verb. Otherwise, use the correct preposition here. So it is expected questions. Often it is asked in the question paper. Mind it. So okay, since keyword present perfect continuous tense. You remember the structures and preposition. Since there is a difference since and for, if it is the exact point of we are going to study further about since and for in prepositions. Okay, now here the preposition is used here, simple present perfect continuous tense. It shows the exact point of time. It is used for to indicate the periods of time. For example, I have been working here since 2007. Otherwise, I have been working here for the past 3 years. That is the difference. So, okay, past 3 years, that is the period of time. Since 2017 is the exact point of time. So that is the difference. In both are used in the present perfect continuous tense. That's all. Okay, this is a situation. Okay, the action is started already. Still, I am working in Amla institutions. Okay, I have been working in the Amla institution 2017. Since 2017. Okay, that is the. Otherwise, we can say that I have been working in the Amla institution for the past 4 years. Am I correct? That is the difference between since and for. Okay. Now, let's move on to past perfect continuous tense. She had been writing a letter. So, she had been writing a letter. She had been writing a letter. The action was going on in the past continuously. For example, I had been working for 5 years in some other schools. I don't want to mention that names. Okay. I had been working in a metric higher secondary school for the past 5 years. Okay, this is the examples. What does it mean? At present, I am not working there. That is the meaning. Do you understand? So, okay, at present, I am not working, but I had been working once keyword, once upon a time. Here also, once upon a time. So, okay, maximum there will be a same keywords. Okay, otherwise there is no other keywords. So, we will use this or that one according to situation. That is very important. Okay, right. Once upon a time. Okay, I had been working as a teacher, as an English teacher. Okay, that's all. This is a situation that is already finished. Now I am not working. That is the meaning. Okay. Now let's move on to future perfect continuous tense. Future perfect continuous. The action shouldn't complete in future. The action future perfect continuous is nothing but the action which will not completed in future, that will be going on continuously. That is the situation. Now, for example, she will have been writing a letter for the next, up to, or next, up to, next, okay, next, okay, next, etc. Up to or next. That is the keyword. That means we don't have any other keywords. Up to, for example, I will have been working here up to 2 years, 5 years, etc. Okay, I will have been working in this institution next up to. Okay, this is the situation. But this action already started, still it is going on. Now it will be continue in the next. We don't know. Next one will it finished. Okay, this is the situation. In this situation, we should use the future perfect continuous tense. Am I clear? So now we have learned tense is the biggest chapters. At the same time, it is difficult. At the same time, if you understood this one, everything will be clear. It will help all other grammar topics. Now you have learned the 12 types of tenses and its structures, example, and its situation, and its keyword, maximum keyword. So that's all. The complete tense is over. That's all. So now we'll finish with this. Let's meet in the next session. Still, bye.